Alright, it is 5th day of February 2021, and three stocks on the main list. AREC is a stock I was watching previously for range. This was a range here, a breakout in the 520s, give or take. Kind of a wasted breakout because it did it at like 8 in the morning, so I wasn't there for that. Nice breakout, and then it consolidated at the highs until it broke that level around here at 825. It made a nice run to the nines. I was just gonna watch this stock. It was a nice breakout, but I don't really think it can do much else. It doesn't seem like it happened on news. It was just a breakout. We'll see if this thing can continue to provide some kind of volatility or price action that I'd be interested in. But yeah, nonetheless, a very nice breakout. Just wish it happened later. LAIX is a first day stock. The intraday chart looks alright, but the long term doesn't look that good. Given there's a lot of volume, so even if there are people who are bag holders, likely selling into this spike, I mean, there can't be that many of them. Obviously, can still be too many, but maybe less likely just because of the amount of volume traded. It's up a lot. STG is the third one. The long-term chart doesn't look as bad, but then we have some really nasty resistance here along this range, some mini volume days. So this one might be impacted the most. I'm not extremely sure, but I'll continue to look. These are the stocks I have for right now. Still 13 minutes till the market open, and we'll see if we got any setups. I gotta definitely work on my under trading and stop taking it so personally. If I get in a stock, it doesn't go the way I want, and I cut losses. It's not me. It's the stock. I can't keep doing this under trading. I have to keep working on it. Okay, it's 9:40 a.m. I've been a little tempted to buy 100 shares here, maybe another 100, depending on how it plays out. But the level 2 is just showing a lot of people on the ask. Of course, there's going to be a lot of people on the ask until there isn't. But I just don't think it's actually worth the risk because of the fact that there seems to be a lot of people selling on the ask, and this is a stock that has a lot of resistance at 3. The idea is it going to do it or not? Maybe if it does a nice dip here, but the problem is that if it dips, it's going to not hold this 280 level, which was pretty important for it to hold. So that's why I didn't get in that trade, and it looks like it's downtrending. I did miss LAIX right here. It was just too sketchy. The wicks were just too big. I just need to get better, make more adjustments. Just had a big wick here, right? And then the next candle went all the way down here. This one kind of just held the middle ground, and then it did a nice breakout to the 11s. Again, was just too sketchy with these big wicks right here to get the order in for that. AREC isn't doing much, and it looks like it got halted of all things. So just nothing really right now. Although STG, I guess, could try holding the 260 level and go for another leg up. Could be making a head and shoulders too, which I would have to take into consideration. But yeah, there's just a lot of people on the ask. Not making this ideal. Even if it works out and breaks 3 and does a nice run, just a lot of people on the ask. Although that one might be fake, but in general, there's just a lot of people who are selling on the bid, and a lot of people want to ask. So for that reason, I'm not in. I'll keep looking for more setups, more trades, but nothing at the moment. Although there was that opportunity again with LAIX, it was just kind of sketchy with these big wicks, because you have to remember, at this wick at one point meant this green candle like this was at the very end, and then a big red candle. It was just too sketchy for me, but I'll probably make an adjustment for that and keep working on it. Okay, it's 9:50 a.m. These stocks are just falling off a cliff. They're just being sold off, into nothing. This one looks like it might try to catch itself, but you know, it just broke all these levels of support here, here. I didn't trade any of these because, you know, I just didn't like it. AREC is now actually starting to look like the best performing stock. STG is also fading. It looks like it's just under that 221 level, the same way it was. Where was it? I think it was right here. I don't know. It was just under this level here as well as 251. So this is a fader. We got two faders. AREC is the only interesting stock at the moment. It could pull up a headed shoulder, inverse headed shoulders, and that would be a good setup. But what I'm gonna do now is look at the chat and see what other stocks are out there, any if there's any that I would like to trade. I'm just not gonna trade these two faders and AREC. I'd have to wait for that one to make a setup before I consider trading it. Okay, it's at 10:05 a.m. Just no setups. All these stocks are fading. They're dropping. It's just nothing that I really want to be a part of. Some of these I don't even know if I would have been short. Maybe LAIX because it cracks 8, drops to 689, goes back slightly above 8, but it's wicky, and then it had some candles just right below it. That could have been a short idea now in the 680s. That could have been a short opportunity. AREC is just a bit of a fader, not really impressive. This was like a double confirmed, triple confirmed breakdown because it kind of cracked 7, go back to 7, failed. Go back to 7, failed. Go back to 7, a little higher, a bit scary, right? A big wick right there. 720s failed. It's just not really something I would have considered, I think, in order, to be somewhat of a trader today, because I'm not trading anything. Just no setups. SCG was definitely a confirmed break down under 220. It just kind of cracked it here. Tried to hold itself, provide maybe some kind of a dip buy, but it wasn't good because look how clean it held. Like one wick a little lower, in the 219s that candle might be, or 220. Maybe the level is 221 here, and then here you have it like trending, half the candle under it, a big wick on the downside. It spiked up, but it didn't get too far to 230s. So when it cracked to this 221 level, just a nice clean drop to the 180s. Pretty impressive. I just can't short, and that's unfortunate that I can't short, but it could be so much worse. And I wasn't able to find any stocks that I could trade in the chat. We have some OTCs like LKNCY that Michael Good is trading a bunch, which is pretty impressive. TSMP and OTC had a nice number 5 pattern here, 107 to the 125s. Some definitely good setups today, just nothing that I can trade. I can only go at the moment long listed stocks, so there's nothing wrong with that. It could be much worse. I could be struggling in so many other ways. I'm thankful for the opportunities regardless. Even if I can't trade them, I can learn from them. I'm going to continue looking. It's 10:08. I'll call it off when it's like 10:40, but yeah, no setups right now, but I'll definitely keep looking. Okay, 10:30 a.m. Yeah, just a bit unfortunate because there are nice setups out there, but they're OTCs, and I can't trade OTCs because interactive brokers, you need to trade at least 100, I believe 100 trades. I don't know if it's 50 in and outs, or 100 in and out positions entirely. But once I do that, which I can because I can scale in and out of trades now with interactive brokers, I'll be able to participate. Even if the OTC market isn't hot anymore, which it probably won't. There's nothing wrong with that because I'm here to stay. I think it was ALYI did a nice run up. Yeah, it looks like it broke that 8-cent level. Or where was his wick? 736. Let's look at a multi-day. Yeah, just a nice run up from here. That's pretty impressive. I'm happy. There's a lot of people, making money out there. Like, yeah, Jack and Kyle, that's pretty impressive. Really nice OTC setups. Nothing here. So LAIX, yes, it kind of looks like an inverse head and shoulders, but it's down from the 11s. You know, it could run very nicely. I just didn't want to trade it because it's going to have to fight resistance at 730, 750, $8. You know, I guess the right here 850ish, and then 930ish. It's gonna have resistance everywhere for it to do it. It trades a lot of volume, but it is fading. So, like I said, just no setups here. It could uptrend, but I don't think it would do it that much. It's just low odds if it does. AREC is just doing nothing. STG kind of put up like a sketchy inverse head and shoulders. Didn't want to trade this. It's a downtrending head and shoulders. I don't like it when it makes a head like this and two tiny shoulders. I don't like those. And you might have said I already did it here, right? So yeah, there's no setups. I'll keep looking for the last 7 minutes. If there's no setups, which there probably isn't, I'll just call it off. The only thing is that maybe this thing could uptrend. Really impressive that there were like literally no good setups except for maybe LAIX. The problem is that it was too wicky here. But just, yeah, like in terms of trading listed OTC, not OTCs, listed listed stocks long, just no setups. Plenty of short opportunity. Lots of OTC setups. I just can't trade it. Like, I can't complain because I could be in a worse position than where I am. I'll have lots of opportunity, hopefully. Monday, today is a Friday. Yeah, probably just gonna call it off. If I happen to see something, that'll be great, but otherwise I'm gonna stick around till 10:40. I'm going to work on my business, catch up with a lot of things. There it's gonna be a busy day, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and study, do some other things. But yeah, just I'm happy to have this day. Actually just literally no setups. Normally I miss a bunch of setups. This time was really just no setups. I'm not gonna really count that one here because it was just a wiki, spaghetti monster. But it could definitely have been worse. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with where I am, and I will be able to trade OTCs with interactive brokers eventually once I do 100 trades, which, as I mentioned, shouldn't be that hard because I can scale in and out of positions. I'm not under the PDT rule anymore. And OTCs are great for longs, so that's perfect. Yeah, probably just gonna call it off here, but just a good trading day despite no setups.